If you've been dealing with chronic pain for a while, I want you to know something right off the bat. You're not broken, you're not doing anything wrong, and you're definitely not alone. I remember when I was struggling with chronic pain. I work with people every day who are exactly where you might be right now. They're smart, determined, they've tried everything, they read all the books, watch all the videos, and they're still waking up wondering why this is not working for me. Why am I still experiencing pain? And maybe you've been told it's all in your head. Maybe you've been told by a doctor for years and you've been shopping around looking for a solution. Maybe you've already spent thousands on treatments that promised you to be the answer. And maybe you've even made some progress, but then had a flare that made you feel like you're back at square one. And here is what I wished someone had told me earlier in my healing journey. There is no perfect timeline. There's no right way to heal. And the stories you see online about people who healed in like 30 days, those, there's quick stories like this. I've seen them myself, and they're amazing. They give us, this inspiration for our own healing journey. I don't want to say they atypical, but it's probably about 5% of population who read a book and gets healing from a book, or who, go for one session and get better after one session. Typically, it takes a bit longer because it's really about rewiring our pain pathways, rewiring our habits. So it's really because we are all unique, we're also in the bio individual. It may take a different, it may take us a bit longer than somebody else, and that's okay. Like, let's, if we remove the pressure from healing, that's already like part of the journey that we can, we don't have to manage, we don't have to fight over with our symptoms. So I just want to tell you there's more to the story. It's definitely not representative of everything. It's amazing when people do this. It's so inspirational. And rather than focusing on healing in the 3 days, or I healed after reading a book, I want you to take from it the possibility that healing is available to you. So you healing, and your healing journey may be messier. You may have days where you feel incredible, and then you wake up the next morning in pain again, and that is okay. That's totally normal. You may understand everything intellectually. I have so many clients and so many people reaching out where they know every single book. They can actually quote from like Dr. Sarno's book or from Alan's Gordon book, The Way Out. But it's more about our nervous system, the drama, the mind-body connection, our brain, and how safe we feel in our body. That's where the healing happens. It's really not about, as much as the psychoeducation is amazing because it helps us understand, it's more about the body and internal work. Because it's really, what we struggle the most is to feel things in our body, to feel emotions in our body. So you may, I just want to let you know, you may feel frustrated, and that's okay, because it will feel like your brain gets it, but the symptoms really don't care and they keep showing up. So that's, this is where I would like to create the space, because healing happens in community, because you need to hear from other people who get it, who understand what it is like to have good days and bad days, who know the frustration of explaining the invisible illness to people who don't understand, or who may even dismiss you, not intentionally. There's so many good people out there, but it happens. So here, this is the place where I'm going to promise that you can show up fully. I'm not going to promise you'll be pain-free in 30 days. This isn't, well, you get the miracle cure. I'll be just told, just think positively. This is a place where we can talk honestly about what healing actually looks like. The setbacks, the breakthroughs, the messy middle parts that nobody talks about. And we're going to dive into the real stuff. why your nervous system might be stuck in that protection mode, how to work with your body instead of against it, how to listen to your body whispers, because it whispers to you all the time, how to hear those whispers, what to do when you are in a flare and feel like giving up, because that's normal, part of the journey too, how to maintain hope when progress feels slow, and most importantly, how to recognize healing that doesn't look like system elimination, which really is a key here. So if you've been dealing with chronic pain, you've probably been also dealing with a lot of shame. Shame about not being productive enough, not being fun enough, not being the person you used to be. We're going to talk about that too, because that emotional piece is just as important as physical healing. I want you to use the comment section here. Share what's working for you, what you're struggling with, and what you wish more people understand about your experience. Ask questions, support each other, because I truly believe healing happens faster when we're not doing it alone. So I'll be posting weekly videos covering everything from nervous system regulation to dealing with medical trauma and maintaining relationships while you're healing. So it's not meant to be my channel, it's our space. Tell me what you want to hear about. Share your wins, even the small ones. Let's normalize the reality of healing together. Let's normalize the reality of healing together. And if this resonates with you, you've tried healing alone in this. So if this resonates with you, if you've tried, if you're tired, so if this resonates with you, if you're tired of feeling alone in this journey, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. But more importantly, leave a comment right now telling me one thing you wish people understood about living with chronic pain. And let's start building this community together. Remember, your healing journey is valid exactly as it is. You're not behind, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. I'm just sending you a big hug your way, and I'll see you in the next video in next week.